What is up, guys? I'm back. I am going to be doing a video about stuff you can do when you're bored during quarantine. So we'll just hop right in. So the first recommendation I have for when you're bored during quarantine is make food. Obviously, if you're trying to eat healthy and stuff, I would recommend making healthy food, but me personally, I like junk food a lot. I am eating healthier than I normally would. I'm not snacking as much as I normally would, but I'm definitely not eating healthy. But the first recommendation I have is make food, whether it's something you know how to make or something new, because obviously if you're bored, learning to make something new is like a good idea. Second thing I have is make a TikTok or learn a dance. Let's say, there are some simple TikToks where you just like put down your fingers to stuff that you like, the Never Have I Ever ones. You can lip sync to TikToks, or you could learn a dance and make that. Some dances are pretty easy to learn, some are harder. It's also a good workout when you have to practice it over and over and over again. But that is my second/third one, I guess you could say, because my second one is make a TikTok, third one is learn a dance. Next I have is start a journal. Whether it's journaling about like every day, or journaling about like stuff you want to do or goals, or like I guess you could say my YouTube thing is like a journal. Like I write down all my plans, ideas, stuff that'll go in my videos, so it's kind of like a journal. But there's many different things that you can journal about, and if you need ideas, you could even look up like writing prompts on Google, and there's a bunch that pop up. So like, let's say you have nothing to write about that day and you just search that, you can find many different things. Next I have is just watch YouTube. I tend to add a ton of videos to my YouTube watch later and then never watch them. So one of the things I've just been doing is adding a bunch of videos and then watching my YouTube watch later. Next thing I have is just to read. Just pick up a book and read, whether it's like a non-fiction book, a fiction book, like whatever you enjoy reading, read it. I have a lot of science books, or I also have a lot of forensics books that I enjoy reading, and like, whatever you enjoy reading, whatever gets you to read and kind of enjoy whatever you're doing. Next I have is just listen to music, whether you just lay on the couch listening to music or lay outside listening to music. Just listening to music can be relaxing. You can dance to it if you want, you can do whatever you want, but I just recommend listening to music. I think it's enjoyable. Another one I have is play some video games. Obviously not everyone likes video games, but there's a wide variety of ones that you can find that you might actually like. So there's like puzzle ones, there's shooting ones, there's like Sims, where I guess you could consider it like kind of creative ones. I know there's even a few on my Switch that are like a coloring video game. Like, everyone when you hear video game assumes like Fortnite, or like, all I can think of right now is Apex, Sims. Like, there's a bunch of ones that you can find. Obviously not all of them are free, but there are a lot of free ones. They're not always the best, but yeah. The next one I have is watch Netflix or Hulu or whatever streaming service you have. I know I do this a lot, where I go on Netflix and then I add a bunch of stuff to my list, and then I forget I've added it and never end up watching it. So that's been every night my family either watches a crime show on Netflix or on Hulu. It's just kind of been our family thing, but like, I recommend doing that. Just find a show that you might enjoy. Test out things that maybe you wouldn't normally watch. Like, I personally would not watch Outer Banks. I go to the Outer Banks every summer, but the Outer Banks show, as interesting as it would seem, It's not my type of show. It seemed really interesting from the trailer, like the whole dad gone missing stuff. Obviously I like that because it's kind of similar to like what a crime show would be, but I don't like those type of shows with the whole romance, everything else. I don't know what happens in the show, and I probably won't watch the show unless I am forced to. So, but find shows, try shows that you might not normally watch. Or if you've been meaning to binge, like finish a show, do that. I had been meaning to finish Adventure Time for a long time, and I am, I think, 3 episodes away from the end. So like, just whatever shows you enjoy watching. The next one I have is, I feel like I skipped one, is talk with friends. Whether that's on Snapchat or texting them or FaceTiming them. One of the things I did was me and my one friend Raina enjoy the YouTubers Unis Honest, and so what we normally liked watching them together. I went on a Zoom meeting with her and I shared my screen of the YouTube channel and we just watched videos together. Like, talk with friends, obviously you can't always hang out with friends. Now it's starting to get a little bit easier to do that, but if you are truly bored, just talk with them, FaceTime them. Communication, just because we're social distancing doesn't mean you have to cut off all communication, but yeah. My next one is draw or paint or color something. So I am not the best at drawing things. I like to think if I kept practicing I'd get good at it, but I don't think so. So if you're not good at that, like basically I'm saying be creative in some way. So if you're not good at drawing, maybe try painting. If you're not good at painting, maybe just get the coloring books. I know we have 2 different adult coloring books in my house for just like when you're bored and you want to color. Like, because you're not having to draw the stuff, you're just coloring it. But yeah, I mean, drawing takes time and practice, but even just like sitting there drawing spirals and stuff, like it might make you feel better, you know? You're bored. There's not much to do, so just try anything at this point. Next I have write letters to people. So maybe you've been planning to send your friend a super nice message or something. In my opinion, it is nicer to get a handwritten letter than a text message saying like, oh, you're so great and all this stuff. I just think it's more meaningful and it shows the time, even more the time that you put into handwriting this letter. It's something that I'm planning on doing. I have a list of friends that I want to write letters to. If you are terrible at spelling, like me, I really suck at spelling, maybe type it up on your computer first and then handwrite it. Just the thought of having it handwriting is more meaningful, and most likely they'll keep it more than just a text message or an email. I don't know why you'd email it, but like a printed out version of it. Like, it's just more meaningful to get a handwritten letter than a text message and stuff like that. Next thing I'm going to say is not something that I do, but it's organized. So maybe your room's a mess. You guys can't see, but I have a pile of laundry over here that has been here for like 2 weeks that I need to put away, that I just keep picking clothes out of and wearing again because they're all clean. I just need to put them away. But that's my next thing, is just organize. Let's say you've been needing to go through your clothes. Do that. I went through my closet and got rid of a ton of things. My closet is like empty, but I have a bunch of drawers in my room of other clothes, like my PJs, my swimsuits, exercise clothes are in drawers and stuff like that, and I need to go through them and get rid of a bunch of those. Like, organize, clean things, do, I guess you could say, declutter, or, you know, it makes you feel more put together when you go through things and get rid of stuff that you don't need. Next, I don't personally do a lot, but sometimes I do, is do makeup. Maybe try a look you've never done before. Maybe go all out and do some crazy eye makeup. My normal thing when I do makeup is I just do my casual makeup. I don't really do anything different. I don't have makeup on for this because I don't really want to put makeup on. But yeah, test out new things. Let's say you bought some new face products that you've never used. Test those out. I know I just bought a few skincare stuff that I I just bought one thing that came yesterday and one thing that came today. The thing that came today I used, it's one of those ice face rollers, and it felt so good. Like, test out stuff that you've never done before makes it a little bit more interesting, and it's less boring than just doing something you already know. Next, I know it's not a super popular one, but it's one that I've started doing since quarantine, and it's listening to podcasts. I have a video of some of my favorite ones. I'll just pull it up so I can say them. But I just started doing this during quarantine because I'm not a super big podcast person. I guess even though on YouTube when I'm watching, I might not always be paying attention, like staring at it. I don't know, podcasts, it all depends on the person's voice for me. I can very easily fall asleep to a podcast if the person's voice isn't enjoyable. But some of the ones I listen to, I do have Watcher Weekly. They do have their YouTube channel, and it's the same thing as the podcast, except their faces are on it. I tend to watch the YouTube channel one more. I don't know if it's just I'm on YouTube more. I also have My Favorite Murder. My cousin Michael recommended this to me because I like crime shows and stuff. They are hilarious. They don't read it in a boring way. They're quite funny, which I was listening to, and some of them are like an hour long because it's one of the girls talking about a crime and then one of the other ones talking about a crime, and two different ones. But I really actually enjoyed it, and I thought they were hilarious and stuff, and it was interesting hearing about, not all of them are crimes. Some of them are just like accidents that happen, or like all of them are true stories. Another one I like is Psychobabble. I started listening to this maybe 3-4 years ago. That's crazy to say. And it's 𝓂𝒛𝒾𝒶. I don't know how to pronounce his name. And they just talk about a bunch of different things. I just think they're really funny and stuff. So I started listening to them 3 years ago. I don't always listen very often. It just kind of depends on my mood, what I want to listen to. I also have another podcast, which I have not yet listened to, at least I don't think I have, called Unsolved Murders, True Crime Stories. I also have Watchers, Here's What You Do. I have listened to that podcast. I think it's very funny. It's people asking questions and them kind of answering what they would do, because all three of their personalities are quite different. I also have the Real Bitchy podcast. I have not listened to often, but I added it kind of in hopes I'd listen to it. I like her YouTube channel. I think she's funny, and I thought I'd enjoy her podcast. The last one had a guest star, and I didn't enjoy it that much, but you never know. This one might be better. I also have one called Crime Junkie. I've not yet listened to. I have Call Me Candid because I like Haley Pham's newer videos. She was going downhill for a little bit and then kind of went back up. I also have Elevation with Stephen Furtick. Is that how you? Yeah. That is a like church faith one. I like his messages and stuff. We watched him a few times at our Sunday school. And so I just added his podcast just for when I'm feeling down and I need to hear something like that. I also have Case File True Crime, which I've listened to a few times. Res Life Church, another faith one. I have Sunday Morning Cartoon Boom. I enjoy cartoons a lot, so I added this one recently. And then I also have Cartoon Corner. They talk about different cartoons and stuff. Each episode's normally a different cartoon. And then I also have one called Crackhead from a YouTuber that I watch called Is Cool, and her friend Gabby. They stopped making them. They don't have any more, but they were really funny to listen to, and there was a few of them. But yeah, just listen to podcasts, do something different. I normally wouldn't listen to podcasts, but I was bored, and so I was like, let's just go for it and try. But yeah, those are some of my tips of stuff to do when you're bored. Obviously, there's more than just those things. I tried to do ones that everyone could take part in, so like I have a pool, so one of my things would be go in and go swimming. Not everyone has a pool, so I wanted to do ones that everyone could hopefully, you know, kind of connect with and be able to do. Like and subscribe if you want more content like this. Will be uploading every Sunday and Thursday. I'm going to try and upload every Thursday, but I'm really trying to do 2 videos a week. My times right now I'm noticing are working out really well is Sunday at 3:30 and Thursdays at, when did I do it today? 11:15. Oh, by the way, it's Thursday, so I uploaded a video today. But yeah, so those are just some of my tips of things to do when you're bored during quarantine. Like and subscribe if you want more content like this. My social medias are down below, and I hope to see you in my next video.